Is it on?
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Are you watching?
Girls, cats, and kittens.
Okay, first order of business. merch. I'm just so comfortable.
Oh, it is that does look. I'm actually very cold. Can I have it?
You know, darling, there's a room full of sweatshirts and sweaters that you can go grab and put one on, but aren't you comfortable in your shirt?
Yes, I am comfortable in my shirt, actually. My limbs get really cold, like my extremities. What's that about?
Well, what are we wearing that we're so fed up about that we can't stop thinking about?
Well, we are actually wearing our new collection of merch that we just dropped.
You have to say, making merch is no small feat. It sounds like we just said our phrases and they did something. We took
years and years,
as in hours and hours, talking with our friends at Customing, and we really designed it, mostly him, to be honest, and really made it as good and wonderful as it could be. And when we heard that some people wanted a white t-shirt and Focus on Your Blooming, we threw that on there. So you better go check it out. And you better go look at that white t-shirt and the rest of the wonderful items that you can have. And also we're hearing so many requests of bringing the old merch back, so a possibility of throwing that in there.
Yes, there are some ideas, some holidays. What's that called?
Black Friday.
Yeah, there we go.
Who knows? We've done 2 videos in a row of you asking us questions and advice, so we thought we would ask each other questions or things we wanted to know, all of the above.
This was his idea. I'm a great improver, but when it comes to let me ask you a question, it's like, what do you think of horses? You know what I mean? Giving a disclaimer, my questions aren't gonna be as good as his. So you're gonna start, is really what I'm saying. Anyway, nondescript coffee mugs, perfect for having guests in our home.
Yes, all of you. Hello. What is the best thing you've learned from each one of your ex-boyfriends?
Well, contrary to people's belief, or my own, or just whatever, I haven't had that many. So I'll go with my most recent, my last 2, because those were the only ones. What did I learn? God, I learned that I could survive a breakup, the previous boyfriend before Chris. Good times, thank you for that experience. I learned a lot about myself with you, and I'd say before that, to be kinder in the moment. I can get very nervous when it comes to a vulnerable sort of emotional moment or state with someone who you like and care how they see you. All of a sudden, I get really quiet and I can be a very introspective kind of human.
Yeah, I think everyone gets a little in any higher stakes situation, anyone is not what they usually are when they're at their most comfortable. I think when you get deep into a relationship, you always feel like the first day after you've broken up, you have no idea what to do because you've grown to have such a habit and comfortability of just being with someone else, and suddenly that's gone, and it's really just truly finding a new way of life because you kind of shifted your way of life to be with another person for a while. Some of my high school relationships, when they ended, I felt like
the end of the world.
But the good news and the bad news is nothing lasts forever.
Okay, what is the most challenging thing you're dealing with in your life right now? You can say me.
You, darling.
Yes, I am quite the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is true. A relationship is challenging, and a relationship in COVID is especially challenging. Yesterday, we were just having a conversation because he still needs to move out of his apartment in New York and such, and I started freaking out because that's 2+ weeks we're not going to be together. And we used to be long distance, so naturally that shouldn't freak me out as much, but we're in LA and we're in a new place, and I think I realized I had developed quite a dependence on having someone else there all the time, and then I have to learn how to calm my insecurity in order to calm his stress. But I also have to still remember that I can ask for what I want and be okay, I want you to totally live your life and do what you want, but also help me out in any way that you can, and if there's anything we can do to make my side easier while we're over here, can you help me think of that? So it's really really just finding a middle ground. Relationships, very difficult. I'd say also doing school and doing work, as in social media, TikTok, YouTube. You're really only seeing the performance side of it when it goes up and it's like presented to the world. But the amount of work that's in between all of these videos and all of the TikToks is really crazy. And on top of that, having to like answer to teachers who don't really understand what work is outside of school. My voiceover teacher the other day was just asking like, oh, you have a TikTok? And I was like, yeah, kind of. I really don't know how to answer that. They have no idea.
Your job. You're like, yeah, I have a TikTok. It's my place of work.
Honestly, everything's a challenge these days, and it's really just how easily I'm able to deal with them.
Yeah, it's like a mindset thing. It can all feel like it starts to creep up on you, and then the feeling of like, oh, something's creeping up on me. And then like that little fear and anxiety can like make that thing blow up into something that maybe it wasn't. And it goes in waves, especially during COVID. It's like, I got this. Next day, I don't got this. Yeah. And you're like, like screaming help. I wish my mom was here to make me chicken soup. But yeah, moving and all of that. Those are big life changes that can be challenging, but it is also an opportunity. So that's just like a daily reminder that I tell myself.
It's my turn.
Oh yeah, it's your turn. Okay.
If you had a hall pass for a celebrity, who would it be?
A hall pass? Like for them to go to the bathroom?
No. If you had like a pass with one celebrity, who would it be? And why?
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, that's a very different direction than I thought we were going in.
Yes, I would pick Reese Witherspoon and I would just have a fun week with her.
You can have a fun week with Reese Witherspoon whenever. I'm talking like a pass with someone you would want to be romantically involved with.
Oh, I see. Like romance novel, like Fabio fantasy thing, right? Is that what you mean?
Wow, yes.
Okay, so that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so I'm gonna go with Ryan Phillippe.
Ah, I see how you've connected that. Because he's been on a bunch of billboards in LA recently.
And he's also just like my high school, middle school, he was the it American Prince, like being sold. You know what I mean? He was Cruel Intentions, which is one of my favorite movies. He's also like really talented and he's just beautiful. And I also love that he loves to hike and do outdoor things.
Wasn't Reese Witherspoon married to him?
Yeah.
So you're really just staying in the family.
That's why I said the apple doesn't really fall far from that tree.
Oh, I see.
That's more like family related, but they were married and things.
You know, by the way you've described this, I want you to have this hall pass.
I would love to have this hall pass with him.
You've heard it here first. If you ever see Ian out with Ryan Phillippe, I have allowed it, and I want it to be happening.
Well, I guess the same question to you. Who would you like a hall pass for? He loves me that much, he doesn't need a hall pass.
Oh, Henry Cavill, Superman.
Great. It's kind of like going on a date with yourself.
What? Thank you. Thank you.
Of course he took that as a compliment.
Oh my god. Yeah. Just because one, he's literally Superman, and I think as a child who was attracted to men,
in case you didn't know,
that is like a picturesque version of the perfect man. Superman. He's also like British.
Yeah.
You know, that always has such a draw. It's like, you don't talk much. Right. He was, born in London. If you didn't know, you should know by now.
Oh, we're learning a lot about Chris's wants. Great. So I know what to get you for Christmas. What's something you're most proud of? Proudest accomplishment so far?
Oh, sobriety. I can chalk literally everything that's happening in my life back to that. I wouldn't know Ian if I didn't get sober. I wouldn't be back at school. I'd probably be dead. I wouldn't know all of you. There's so many things that wouldn't have happened and so many blessings.
It's funny when people say like sobriety as though like this thing was just like bing, like dropped on you. It's like a daily,
Yeah, there's also varying levels of addiction. So some people were able to stop right away and some people, it only took them like one rehab 30-day program. But mine was very deep into me. Like I couldn't go to sleep unless I was on something, which sometimes meant not sleeping at all. So it took me more than one program. It took me over a year of rehab basically in order to like really separate from that thing. And now it is a daily choice.
So proud of you.
Sometimes I wish he would have like at least seen me for a day in my terrible time so he could really know, like,
Oh, I still see him on a terrible day.
What went through your mind when we were first meeting? Because we know my story of being like, I was fully in love with him and I had like pushed away every other man in my life to make room for Ian. Like what was happening with you? And let's have the full, honest, raw answer because at this point, it clearly worked out in my favor.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think I saw you as a piece of ass. AKA I was very attracted to you. And then we met, and then we were having conversation, and I could feel like, oh, I can talk. And I don't feel weird about things I say. I didn't feel self-conscious around him. And our connection about musical theater was another thing that I was like, oh, this is very cool. There was still some fear, but overall I am really grateful and astounded with your kindness, your love, and just like who you are. I love that all about you. Mwah.
Stick around for the bloopers. They're always great, and I know people be dropping off before the bloopers happen. And remember to look at our merch and go to the website, link in bio, description, right now. Just go, check it out, even if you're not gonna buy anything. We put a lot of work and like
look
peruse.
at this color though. It's helpful when you like the thing you made.
And remember to focus on your blooming. Bye.
I do my best work when I don't know who's watching.
Right? It's what are we doing, but what is Beyonce doing?
I think Beyonce right now, okay, so if it's 12:15, she is handling some children while in the studio and enjoying some tea and maybe getting some physical therapy done. Do you never need breaks? Are you just like walking through the house like, like everything is okay? Maybe I need to do like a big like breath moment and like get all the blood to oxidize me.
That's not happening.
I'm a great actor, so my acting out, it's pretty fiery.
Thing that thing.
We have a hit list and I'm just, you know,
Yes.
and I don't think I've brushed my teeth yet.
Nice.
I can't answer burp. Kind of like cute thing he was doing where it was like he would let me talk and he laughed at everything I said. That ended. We're not there anymore. No. I mean, I would like cats in a castle. I ask myself that question every day. What are we doing?